Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel, Ladyfloflo. This channel is all about manifesting our dream bodies and also for first-time competitors or newbies like me. So make sure that you subscribe, and if you're already returning back, thank you for coming back. We appreciate you. Make sure that you hit the notification bell for all notifications so you don't miss any new video that's going to show up. All right, let's get right into the subject. Today, we are going to talk about how to know when you're actually making progress in your fat loss journey or in your prep, when you're in a calorie deficit, when you just started your program. How do you know if it's working? Stay tuned. This question that I'm answering today in this video is because a viewer reached out to me and asked this question. I was like, that's an interesting, this is a really good question. So I thought I would share with you my answer to the question. So this viewer was starting her prep. So hey, to my people starting their first prep, congrats. You started, you made a decision. That's already a big win. So pat yourself on the shoulder, okay? All right, so you started your prep or you started a new program, fat loss, and it's been a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks even 4 weeks, and you barely see the scale moving. And you're wondering, is it moving? Is it working? You're starting to panic. You want to switch up things. You started to go crazy. You weigh yourself every morning and you don't see the scale moving. Is it working? And how do you know if it's in the right direction? This is an excellent question. And even I myself ask myself this question when I'm going to my second prep. And I remember I found out these little tips and tricks that I've learned along my process of doing my first prep. You can go check out that series on my channel. And those are the cues that I know that I'm about to make a drop and that my program is working and that my body is responding to the current program that I'm doing, whether it's the training or the diet that I'm actually I do both. So it's responding to the program that I'm currently on. So make sure you listen all the way for all these tips. And if I missed anything, please let me know in the comments. What are your signs that you know that you are starting to lose weight? You are starting to lean out. You are starting to shred. How do you know? Before we start, I just want to say that whenever you are starting a fat loss or you're leaning out for a competition, you're doing a prep, it's gonna vary basically like 2 or 3 factors. Okay, so we're not gonna talk about the normal calorie deficit and moving. Okay, we're assuming already that you're doing those things. All right, so what really is gonna make a difference between individual is and also yourself is what is your starting point. Starting point from I been in lockdown, I haven't really moved now, I wasn't really watching what I was eating, and I wasn't working out, and now I'm starting. That's gonna make a huge difference compared to someone who's been I've been working out at the gym regularly 5 times a week. I've been doing cardio and I'm struggling a little bit. So that starting point is completely different from a person that's basically not active very much, okay? And for you too. So take the assessments. Oh yeah, last time I lost a lot of weight, but yeah, were you sedentarian before? Okay, so that makes a difference. And the other thing that we seem to forget is the hand that you were given turns your genetics. I know it sucks, okay? It's just the way life is. Just accept it. It's not going to be the same. Some people are going to have amazing genetics. Some people are just going to have to work a little bit harder. It's like taking an exam. Some people have the ability to learn very quickly, so they can study just a couple of hours and ace the exam, whereas you are going to have to take the whole 2 weeks in advance for you to be able to ace the exam. You're still going to get the same outcome. However, that duration and the process you use are going to be different. But get this, it's still possible to ace that exam. It's still possible to get that dream body. It's still possible to hit your fitness goal. However, what's going to matter, it's your genetics and the process, your methodology. And of course, remember, I'm assuming you're in calorie deficit, okay? If you're trying to lose weight, especially. So for me personally, going to my fitness journey in the last couple of years and over the years, failing and trying, there's a few tips that I've noticed what happens within me, and I've noticed it's coming for a lot of people. One of the first places I start to notice when I'm losing weight, and sometimes when the scale is not really moving, but definitely is I will notice my face. Yes, I have a very round face, and when I start to lean out, when I start to shred, you will notice my face getting very squared. And I was very surprised when I was doing my prep and my competition in peak week, when I saw that, oh my gosh, I actually have a square face. My face is not round. Another thing for me that I start to notice, and women, you probably can relate, and for me, that's where I lose my fat first, is in my chest area. I will notice that the volume in my chest is different. And that's when I know that, hey, I'm starting to lose my girl, so it's working. I know that it's working in the right direction, is that especially at the beginning of prep, is I'm lifting heavy and I'm lifting heavier and I'm getting stronger in the gym. And that may cause like your body to adjust, right? Especially in your glycogen storage and your body recomp. And so, but if you're able to still progress in the gym and lift heavy, and you're still in a calorie deficit, so stay patient. The fact that you're getting stronger is a good sign. Another thing for me to notice when I'm about to make a good drop on the scale is that I notice that my frequency, this is a weird one, but I drink a lot of water. But when I start to really like wake up in the middle of the night and start like going to pee a lot in the middle of the night, that's when I'm like, okay, I know that my metabolism is ramped up and I know that I'm gonna have a drop in the next couple of days. And that's one of the signs that I know it's working, that you're making progress. That's very foretelling, is the visibility of your abs, especially for women who are in the prep, who have lost weight before. And if you took notice, what I always tell you, know yourself, take that on yourself. When your abs or your obliques or your baby abs start to show up at that weight, and if they start showing up a little bit earlier at a heavier weight, and that's very foretelling that you probably gain a lot of muscle. And the fact that your abs are visible, your baby abs, your side abs, your oblique abs are peeking out at that certain weight and they did not be before or previously, is definitely a good sign that your program is working and that you're making progress. Okay. And another thing that it's for you, let's particularly like notice where you lose the weight the fastest, because sometimes the scale is going to take time to catch up. It's only a portion or tool of what's going on, and there's other things. For instance, in my clothing, I will start noticing that in the waist I started to have a little bit more space in the waist area, and that's definitely a good clue that you're losing inches. So sometimes it may not be your waist, but it could be other area of your body. It could be maybe your biceps. My biceps barely change sizes, but it could be your chest area. It maybe could be your hips. So start tracking these things of where do I lose inches? And if you're losing inches and the scale is pretty much staying stable, You're in a good direction, so don't worry about it. And pictures, yes, take progress pictures. Pictures, I find, don't really lie. It's a good indicative. Like, you can definitely notice difference in the pictures before the scale, especially when it comes to body recomp. You'll see a lot of before and after pictures of people wearing the same weight. And even for myself, I probably will do that for you. And you see me at this weight and at this weight. And my body recomposition is completely different. So yes, take progress picture. And if you want to gonna do progress picture, make sure it's at the same time, same area, same day, same time of the day and stuff, so you can really see the progress you're making. So those are my like top 10, not even 10, those are my top clues that I've used to know when I'm in the right direction and before I start panicking. And you know what, let me give you a little tip. If you're starting to get frustrated, just like step away from the scale, okay? It takes time for your body to respond to a program. It may take 10 days and it can even take 4 weeks. So, you know, definitely like it's been it's been more than 6 weeks and 8 weeks, you're not really seeing much progress. Yeah, you may want to, readjust your strategy or whatever you're using. But I know for me personally, there have been times where there's been a year, I remember, even working with my coach, where I haven't really lost weight in a year, but yet my body recomposition was completely transformed. So that's it. Thank you for listening. Let me know if that was helpful to you. Don't panic. If you're doing things right, just be patient and trust the process. It's working. You got this. You can do this. All right. Stay the course. I hope that was helpful. So if so, let me know in the comment section. If you still have more questions, don't be afraid to reach out like the viewer did, okay? All right, so make sure you go follow me on Instagram, like this video, okay? And subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So make sure to learn to know yourself, okay? See you next time.